Naomi came with husband and 2 sons. Now, why did this family leave Bethlehem and go to Moab? The Bible says they left because of famine. What's the name of the place? House of bread. But what's the problem now? No bread, lack of bread. The wickedness and the disobedience and the sin and the rebellion of the people caused the house of bread to have no bread. When you read through the Old Testament, you realize that every time you see famine, every time you see war, every time you see loss, every time you see a loss of lives, that is because the people rebelled against God, turned away from His ways and followed after their own gods. So what did God do? To discipline them, He allowed these things to happen. Bethlehem means house of bread. But this passage tells me that the name does not make any sense. No title will make any sense. House of bread is a good name. Bethlehem is a good name. Does not make any sense unless the Lord is in the midst. So what makes a life meaningful is not a fancy name. It's not a spectacular 3-piece name. It is not a long tail of qualifications. It's not a showcase decorated with awards and trophies and medals. No, it's not a folder full of certificates. What makes a life meaningful is the presence of God. When God visited His people again, the house of bread became relevant. Even the ones who left the place wanted to come back because it truly is the house of bread now. Why? Because God has visited the house of bread, making it indeed the house of bread. There's a call of God upon your life. What makes it meaningful and relevant is the presence of God in your life. You cannot detach the call of God from the presence of God. Don't try to detach the call of God from the presence of God. Don't be very confident about the call of God without having the presence of God, without valuing the presence of God.